it from blowing away.
Mary.
Poppins! Close your mouth, please, Michael. We are still not a codfish. Jane Banks. Still rather inclined to giggle, I see.
Yes, ever giggly. And Mary Poppins Returns, the world's most beloved nanny, is back to help the Banks' kids, who are all grown up now. Emily Mortimer stars as the altruistic and ever giggly Jane Banks. Are you still giggly? Joins us live now this morning. You should be giggling. I've said this, I'm not a musical fan. I went and watched that. I loved it.
I know, me too.
It's beautiful. It's you're allowed to. You did it, but it was absolutely beautiful.
Thank
that movie.
you. Well, it does feel really nice to be part of a big, huge commercial movie that's going to be seen by people that is actually rather beautiful, and you feel is sending people out of the cinema feeling a little bit happier than they were when they went in.
It was. You really. You go back to being a kid watching it.
Yeah, it's like intravenous entertainment. It doesn't stop. Just when you think just when you think it's impossible to get more entertaining, Dick Van Dyke appears and does a tap dance on a tabletop.
I didn't want to. He does that incredible. And I'm like, was that a stand-in who did that? And
no.
You have to go see this dance that he does, and he did it, didn't he?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was amazed when you asked whether that was really him.
What was it? He's 91.
He's 91, but boy, did he do it, yeah. And I was just saying, you know, I think that in a way, him as a person embodies the whole spirit of the movie, which is, you know, it's so important to keep the child's imagination and curiosity alive and as you grow up and even into your 90s, and it's the kind of secret to everything, but it's quite hard to remember at times.
And he seems to have that down to a pat.
He's got it in spades, yeah.
That's beautiful. What's it like, though, trying to do a sequel to a classic film? You're picking up 25 years down the road. The classic is from 50 years ago now, 55 years ago. What was it like trying to do this?
Well, you know, it's funny. I think that it's become more daunting the more that we've sort of taken it out into the world and started talking about it, because everybody asked that question, you know, unsurprisingly. But at the time, Rob Marshall, our director, was just so inspiring. From the minute I met him and he sort of pitched the idea for the movie to me and said that he felt that the times that we're living in now required Mary Poppins to return, and that he felt it was really important that he made this movie now. It just felt like something we should all be doing, and it felt fun, and he protected us from the pressure that he must have been under enormously. And it's only now that we're talking about it in the press that I'm like, oh my goodness, that really was a big thing to take on, and thank God it was him doing it.
I didn't realize it before. Yeah, no, that is, I mean, that's an iconic film, and so to try and do a sequel to it, but you guys have succeeded wonderfully with it, I think.
Thank you. Well, it's the longest gap between a first movie and a sequel ever. It's 54 years since the original movie, and so there had to be a very good reason for her to return. But I think the times that we live in require it.
What did you love the most about doing this film, or the one scene that you love the most from this film?
Gosh, well, everything. You know, Rob is a little bit like Mary Poppins himself. He's like this sort of magician, puppet master who makes everything beautiful. So every moment on the set was magical, just turning up. And so he would play music from the original film as we walked down Cherry Tree Lane for the first time. And he just laid on a show. He's a great showman at all times. But the thing that was most terrifying to me was being suspended at sort of 60 feet above London, dangling off a wire at the end of the movie. Because
I mean, that wasn't magic?
It was not magical, because I also had to sing at the same time, and I'm very bad at both singing and being up high, and I had to do them at the same time.
Well, you did them both perfectly.
Thank you. I had very sweaty palms.
But I'm guessing you had a little cable there to hold you up. You were okay.
I did have a cable, but it was quite hard to sort of remind oneself that the cable was not going to snap.
But it looked like it would have been so much fun to do this movie.
It was just a ball, and everybody in it is brilliant at what they do, but also just very nice, sweet, lovely, decent people, so the whole thing was extraordinary.
Oh, we appreciate you coming in, Emily. Thank you very much. It's a I can't say that. It's a wonderful film. Made me smile walking out. It was absolutely beautiful. Mary Poppins Returns is in theaters Christmas Day. Head to breakfasttelevision.ca for more info. You're going to love it. I did. I love it.
She kept it from blowing away.